We are back on zero sleep, so I'm going to be wired today. And I drank coffee. Lit. Bleep the F word because don't want to get demonetized. Putting Peach to work already. I apologize. So excited to see everyone. How are you feeling, Mo?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm okay.
How was your weekend?
Where do you want to start?
The weekend.
Okay. I had Amara from Thursday until this morning by myself, which is cool. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
You're pro. You're pro.
Scheduled a whole itinerary of activities for her. My mom was going to come on Saturday, put up all the decorations, but let's start Thursday night, out the gate. She only wants me to sleep next to her in her crib. So
In the crib?
Yeah, her it's like a crib bed.
Okay.
But I was like, do you just want to sleep in the bed with me? Because she was being fussy. And she just wanted to sleep in her bed and make me stay right there. So out the gate, I'm like, all right, cool. Slept on the floor the whole night, didn't get much sleep, but who cares? We have so much fun activities from Friday to Sunday night. Friday, go to Legoland. Maybe I had more fun than Amara, but
yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Great experience. Amara stole more Legos. When I got home, I found a stash of Legos in the stroller, which you have to pay for by like the pound.
Yes.
I did not even see her. She was doing a whole stash.
She stole a brick of Legos.
Yeah. And she had a great time smiling, running around, only through one tantrum. They have like a 3D movie type situation in the Legoland thing that like runs every 15 minutes. I walk in, I see drenched seats. So I'm like, oh, did kids spill a bunch of shit? Because they had a snack bar, which we'll get to, that ruined my weekend.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a dry spot. I'm like, fuck it. These kids are disgusting that were in here before. Halfway through the Legoland thing, I thought I was at a water park. They drench us in mist when the Lego surfers come in. Amara loves mist. She's having a blast. The shit ends. She thinks it's her iPad and throws a fucking fit because I can't restart the movie.
God damn.
Full-blown fit in the puddles.
Yeah. Start it over.
People around us.
Do it again, Dad.
Yeah, like it's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse where I can just take it on the iPad and go back because you like the episode.
Right.
Throws a fit, whatever. Go to the snack bar. Luckily, I packed Amara PB&J, but I got myself some chicken tenders. Can't go wrong with that. Some fries.
From Legoland.
From Legoland.
Oh man, I know where this is to turn left.
From Legoland.
Yeah. Legoland chicken tenders.
So Legoland is amazing. They have like a bunch of slides that are for like Lego cars that you can make, and all the signs say no slides. Like, do not slide on this. Mara slid on everything. Cannot believe we lasted 4 hours in there before being politely asked to leave.
Yes.
Because like it's okay when they catch the kid doing it and like the parents like, oh, no. And they're like, we understand, man. Kid's good. Then they catch you allowing them to do it two more times. It's like, sir, you're not a toddler. You could stop her from doing that.
Right.
But I'm like, I mean, she likes slides. Don't put a fucking slide here then.
Right.
Get Christmas shopping done. I am knocking shit out. Mara had a great time. Did Christmas. Get back to the crib. Mara has another one of those nights. Don't sleep at all. But I'm like, cool, whatever. Mom comes tomorrow. Maybe I'll get like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. When she comes, I could take a nap. Morning runs around. My entire stomach drops.
Chicken tenders.
I'm talking hugging porcelain.
Chicken tenders.
But what you had to have eaten after that?
No.
You didn't. You just had chicken tenders and didn't have dinner?
No.
That was
like towards the end of the night. Yeah, I didn't. Because I was just trying to get Amara to sleep, and sometimes when I have to sleep on the floor, I'll fall asleep with her. Dinner's not gonna happen. So, hugging porcelain while I have a toddler screaming waffles, waffles, waffles to me.
What song is
Throwing
that?
up. And Amara, she's curious about that. She's looking in the bowl like, yo, what is, let me put my hand over like.
Oh, you were throwing up?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you just had.
So, mind you, we're not going to get too much information, but there's another part of food poisoning that isn't your mouth.
Yeah, the other end.
So I'm trying to hold that in while my daughter is in there screaming waffles while I'm throwing up.
Nice.
So my mom finally comes, and I'm like, Mom, can you take her? And I just immediately run back to the bathroom where I spent another 30 minutes. Come back out, I'm like, Mom, I have food poisoning for sure. Like I've had it before. This is definitely food poisoning. And she goes, okay. So do you want to get the tree from the garage now?
Yeah.
I said, no, you're not hearing me.
No, you're not hearing her.
I need to go lay down, like, for real. I have food poisoning for real.
After you get the tree, though.
Okay, go. Yeah, we'll do the tree. Like, drink a ginger ale. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
I don't think you're understanding, like, the severity. So this is it was like 10 a.m. And my mom's like, do you have any food? I was like, I haven't had a chance to go grocery shopping. It was a long week last week. She's like, all right, well, can you run out and go get us some food? I said, Mom, I don't think you're understanding.
No, you're not understanding.
And then she's like, on the way back up, you can bring the tree up.
Yeah.
And all the boxes of Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
And groceries. So I go get her food. And she's like, why aren't you eating? Because, you know, family, you have to eat. When everyone eats, everyone has to.
Yeah.
Why aren't you eating? Because I have food poisoning. I don't think you've been hearing me at all.
You're supposed to eat on top of the poison.
Scheduled a play date with Amara, one of my friends and his daughter, to come, all activities. So I have another additional toddler, which for some reason didn't tell me that stepsister was bringing the stepsister.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 3 toddlers running around. My mom sitting wondering why I'm not standing on ladders, putting mistletoes up and shit.
Yeah.
Crush that. Knock everything out. In between, I'm running to the bathroom, letting it fly, running right back out. Wet wipes in hand. Like, I was literally nailing stuff with wet wipes, like, on the side of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Knock all that shit out. Amara's back on her bullshit that night. I get no fucking sleep. My mom slept like a fucking baby.
Yeah.
Right across the hall, too. I'm like,
Yeah.
You didn't hear anything last night. She came the next morning on Sunday and goes, oh, so thank God Amara slept through the night. I said,
I'd have hit her.
oh,
Yeah.
I'd have swung.
and mind you, my food poisoning started Saturday. It kicked in even worse Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Not eating, not getting any sleep
Mm-hmm.
on a cold fucking floor.
Yeah.
My mom said, oh, luckily she slept through the night. Her room is closer to Amara's than mine is.
Yeah.
I know you heard that fucking screaming.
Yeah. Nah. Means nothing to her.
And every other day, my mom wakes up at 5 a.m.
Slept in?
Just rolled out 10 a.m.
Slept in, yeah. Nice. Good sleep.
So we had planned for Sunday to go see my cousin. He just had a son, South Jersey. I'm thinking like my mom has finally gotten the hint that I'm just going to stay in.
Yeah.
What time do you want to leave? I said, Mom, I have food poisoning. I can't go on the Jersey Turnpike without shitting. I cannot drive an hour and 15 minutes.
Where was your dad at? I want to know what your dad would have said to all of this. Because it's polar opposite your mom and dad.
Oh, my dad wouldn't. My dad would have been like, wait, there was a plan?
Yeah.
My mom says, well, just have a ginger ale and eat a bagel.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you are still not
So
here.
simple. That's the
I'm
remedy.
done. I'm done even trying to explain this. All right, cool. At least help me pack up the fucking car.
Yeah.
So we drive all the way down. Mara has another amazing fucking day. Drive back up, probably clog the toilet at my cousin's house, which is also embarrassing when there's
Oh
a bunch of
my
people that I
God.
also didn't know. And like, there's only the one
And that's how
downstairs
you meet
bathroom.
him? That was your first time meeting that part of the family?
No. My cousin had like friends and other people
Okay.
over. It wasn't just them.
And you had to take a shit.
And then my mom, as fucked up as she is, keeps going, where do you keep disappearing to? And like shaming me, like, why aren't you hanging out with everyone? Like, do you like, this back to my childhood of just not believing me on anything. Like, you think I'm making up food poisoning right now? I've crushed everything this weekend with food poisoning, and you're asking me in front of people why I keep disappearing.
Yeah.
Get off your phone. I'm not on my phone. Unless I'm taking a shit. Get Amara back. She had a somewhat of a better night. But again, I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep total.
Yeah.
Stomach is starting to feel a little bit better. Get Amara down. My mom goes to sleep. She wakes back up, and I'm actually trying to make food for the first time to like really eat because I hadn't eaten anything. And she goes, stop making so much noise. You'll wake up Amara. I said, you go home now.
Your mom hates you, yo.
I'm aware.
She hates you.
So, and then she pretends to pee like she's the nicest fucking woman ever.
Yeah.
So then I'm driving Amara into the city this morning before we have to record. She projectile vomits everywhere coming out of the Holland Tunnel.
Oh,
Drenched in throw up.
that's why she had the little Rory Mall shirt on.
Yeah, because
So
I
what
was
did
planning on just dropping her because Kia was downtown anyways because she had jury duty or some shit. So instead of me having to go
She got
uptown,
Daniel Penny off.
I was like, oh, I'll drop her off to you
Yeah.
at the studio. Wasn't the plan that Kia and Amara were going to be hanging out in the studio whatsoever. It's just when I got here, there was more throw up And she did it like quietly, which scared me because I didn't know she projectile vomited until I got to the parking garage. And I went to take her, I was like, what the she was still watching her iPad that was covered in throw up.
Yo, oh my God.
And it's all over the seats. And mind you, I pull up into the garage, right? And you know how the guy comes and like how long? He doesn't speak any English. So, but I didn't know that at first. I was like, probably like 5:30 p.m. And he said, no English. 1, 2, 3. I think he was trying to say how many hours.
Yeah.
And I was like, 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. So I don't think much of that. But then I come around the side of the car to take Amara out and see this massacre in my back seat. And the guy that doesn't speak English is trying to rush me because there's cars behind. I was like, I'm trying to explain to you that my daughter threw up everywhere. Like I'm trying to get him to come around to look.
Yeah. He doesn't speak English.
And I had such a relief. I don't care. If you're a parent, you understand this. People that aren't parents are going to say like, wow, what a shitty parent. I was driving here with such delight that I was about to get the night off. Like so fucking excited. Like I did it, man. Like every fucking test I passed and I did it with flying colors, even though I was dying.
Yeah.
Me and Amara, cool.
Felt like a good dad.
Only one misstep the entire time. She learned to say Rory instead of Dad. I thought that was going to happen when she was 13.
Yeah.
But now she calls me by my first name.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know if that was disrespect or not.
After she threw up all over your car.
As soon as I think I'm getting to the finish line, vomit everywhere.
Hold that. That's a parting gift.
Yeah.
So
but
now
listen,
you gotta get
nobody's fucking with me in these dad streets.
So you got to get the car detailed now.
There's mad
Oh,
people.
100%.
Yeah.
And right now it's just soaking in your seats.
Luckily it's cold out though, because if it was hot out and that shit was soaking in the garage, just cooking like that.
Okay, but no, what would scare me
Like
was
Pepsi and bologna as soon as you open the door.
because it's cold, I still had to walk down here and she had her winter coat, but I didn't want to put her winter coat on because it would just get drenched in throw up. So I tried to like makeshift put her winter coat over the stroller and then dead sprint down here. But in the neighborhood we're in, I'm not going to say, but you know, tough to maneuver with all those fucking carts.
Yeah.
And these people don't give a fuck.
No.
So no courtesy to
These
try to run
people.
down the street.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
Well, good job. I mean, you know, minus the vomit and everything. Sound like you had a good weekend with Amara.
no, it was great. It was challenging. I'm on no sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get to sleep tonight though.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. Get some good sleep
I
tonight.
cannot fucking wait.
What did you two delinquents do this weekend?
I was home. I went to a funeral and then I was home.
Oh,
all weekend.
condolences. Who passed?
Thank you. An old friend of mine passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Condolences.
Thank you.
Condolences.
Yeah. But yeah, after that, I just was mentally just gone. So I just was in my house just all day, all night.
Could have given you some leftovers if you really wanted to spice up the weekend.
Chicken
You know what?
tenders.
No, I'm good. I actually made Sunday sauce from scratch on IG.
Sunday sauce?
It's authentic Italian spaghetti sauce, red sauce.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
So like you mashed like the tomatoes yourself and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a blender or you was like hand-to-hand combat?
You buy peeled tomato. I'm not peeling them. You buy peeled tomatoes and you crush them yourself.
Okay. Ah.
Mm-hmm. It was good. It came out.
Julian, you had stomach poison, food poisoning as well?
Yeah.
Is it alcohol or is it like food?
Probably both. Well, I'm blaming the food though. Kendall came down. Well, he came up because he's going home for the week. What did it?
Kendall's your brother.
My brother Kendall came in for the night, Saturday night. We had dinner with our cousin, went to this great Moroccan spot that I love, ate a bunch, then I ended up going out and have a bunch of drinks. And then I woke up on yesterday and I have been just, I've gone to the bathroom like 20 times, not peeing.
Yeah.
Not throwing up though. I haven't thrown up.
I mean,
but I have no food in my system. So I'm just like,
oh yeah, I got to the point.
It's just like I'm squirting water.
Yeah. Nice.
It's loud. It's like a super soaker.
Julian,
You just
know how
hear
many
it.
we said
I
that
was about
we
to say,
would
you're like
keep it.
this be nasty.
It
Yeah.
hits the porcelain and then it just bounces back and hits me again.
You're Mr. J Nasty. No, that's your name.
So it's been like, I feel like I got an enema.
Yeah.
We literally told you
Flush
to
the
keep
system
it.
out though.
Great.
And the amount,
empty.
I couldn't even count.
I'm on E. That little bite of ramen I had before we recorded, that's all I've put in my system in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
That and 2 ginger ales.
I just tried with this bagel.
Yeah.
Because last night, I couldn't wake up Amara, right?
No, please don't. Whatever you do, you can throw up all
you
night.
get up when she gets up. Like, I'll bang pots and pans right now. I'm gonna be the one to deal with it. But maybe I shouldn't put that on Legoland. Because when Julian came in here and told me his symptoms, I had very similar ones. So maybe outside of a lawsuit, plus let me not put that on Legoland's jacket. Is there something going around?
Yeah, I don't know. But I had so much to drink. I think it was just like my body was like, couldn't you stop? It was one of those nights where I was like, just
so you
stop.
probably had alcohol poisoning.
And I was also
Mine
thinking
went for
that.
2 days.
But I didn't wake up hungover, which is like,
I was also thinking that too, Rory. Like hopefully it is just food poisoning. Because if it's not food poisoning, you just said that Amara just projectile vomited in your back seat. You might have given it to her thinking that it was food poisoning, and it's actually a bug.
Oh, I thought that too, but I didn't want that on my conscience.
So what the fuck?
So I
So
was
should we
trying to
spray
blame-
lights
you
over
couldn't
here?
say it out loud.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a fever, even though because I kept waking up on the floor in
Jesus.
in cold sweats, and then I would be really hot. Like, you know when you have a fever and you
Mhm.
wake up and it's always odd and the temperature is the same?
Mm-hmm.
That happened 2 nights in a row, pillow drenched. Still didn't have a fever though. So that's why I assumed it was food poisoning.
Oh, you took your temperature?
Yeah.
There's a
You-
word
you
for
take
you.
it through the mouth or through the
It was only exiting.
You know, it's more
I wouldn't have been
accurate
able to.
through the
yeah,
rectum.
you get the real numbers through the rectum. So
Yeah, it's more accurate.
So whatever your mouth said, put like a 3.4 on top.
You got to adjust for wind.
That was the worst part of childhood. Was that I used to like at some point my parents stopped because I used to fight them. Like, yo, chill. Put the one in my mouth, bro. I know that there's a one that goes in my mouth. Why you keep using the booty one, bro?
Oh, wait, they actually did that to you?
Yes, I fucking hated that, bro. And we had two. Like, why do y'all keep using the one that goes in my rectum? But they said, like they said, it's more accurate. I don't give a fuck.
And
It's awful.
Because I've been with Amara at appointments where they did a mouth one even for a toddler. And then on Thanksgiving when I had brought her, they went through the ass and I was like, is this different insurance? I don't like I've seen y'all do mouth before. Like
That's that United Healthcare right there.
Yo.
They fuck you in the ass.
like
What is Maul?
I'm sorry, Peach. My bad, bro. I'm sorry, man.
there's a triple entendre.
I just
It hit you from the back.
can you
That's a sick transition to our main topic today. It's a
Don't even ask him how.
yeah.
Because he will reply on the Rock Nation Instagram if you ask him how.
yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. This was okay. I feel like no matter what we say today, you
Please.
guys will not accept it. We will be wrong no matter what angle we go with. So I don't
What you mean? What angle we go with? What angle we supposed to go with?
no matter what, we are going to tell our real feelings on this. But they will find some way to make this seem like we're hypocrites on other stuff and it's our guy, so it can't be.
I don't give.
And I don't really give a fuck about that.
Yeah, man. I don't care about what people.
Because when I thought about it last night, I was like, oh, this is going to be like a lose-lose with the listeners. Because we'll go in with our honest opinion, and with this, you can't win with these topics.
All right, well, give me
At
your
some point, you're always going to say the wrong thing to the internet because they are perfect.
Well,
They are amazing.
give me your honest opinion because mine is gonna be very short. So just give me.
No, let's go through the timeline first.
All right, man.
Let's get
all
everyone
right.
up to speed that may not know what's going
Okay,
on,
all right.
and then we'll get to that.
All right.
While I was on the toilet,
Yep. Pretty much.
scrolling through Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
I see that Jay-Z is facing allegations in a lawsuit with Diddy. And it ended up in our group chat. And I was like, oh, this is probably one of those like grifting right wing. Because they've been saying this shit about Puff about Jay since the Puff thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which we always found weird. Like, why do y'all, there's been no talk or evidence of Jay ever
Mm,
being that. Why do you guys want him to be guilty so bad?
right.
So when you guys put it in the chat, I thought it was just another one of like Matt Wallace things. And then it said LA 4 News or whatever. And I was like, fuck, that looks kind of legit.
Mm-hmm.
Kept scrolling. Every quote unquote legit publication was posting Jay-Z facing allegations in lawsuit with Diddy, civil lawsuit that is, of raping a 13-year-old girl at an after party following the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards.
Mm.
So the internet has about 15 minutes to react to this entire thing where everyone is celebrating, which I always find really odd. I think people that are guilty, we should celebrate that they are being caught. But I always find it funny when people celebrate the possibility of a child being raped.
Mm.
Like, I want everyone on the Epstein list to see their day in court,
Right.
but I'm not celebrating the sex trafficking that happened. Like, people get off on, they're excited.
Mm.
Like, I told you he was raping kids. It's
Yeah.
like, you seem like really, really happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we had about 15 minutes of that. Everyone said, we told you so. Everything's being exposed this year. They didn't know Hove has Wi-Fi and sits on his couch often.
Mm.
We got a message immediately.
Well, that response. I think people are smart enough to understand that Jay-Z and his team knew that this was coming. In fact, they actually pushed for it, because if you know what Jay-Z is and where he's at in his life and his lawyers, if there was any validity to this whatsoever, they could have stepped on this and this would have never seen the light of day. Could have settled out for some type of payout or whatever. But the fact that, Jay knows who he is and is not going to allow people to try to pull him down some weird, nasty hole, he said, no, let's let this go public and let me show you exactly who I am.
And we're going to do a lyric breakdown of his response.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see a lot of the replies to this was, he replied too quick, that's suspicious. But then when people take too long, it's suspicious. Can someone tell me the exact time you should reply to allegations?
27 minutes.
I would like to know.
Yeah, 27 minutes after the allegations.
Jay started out with, Maul, you're going to have to read this because one, it's your bloodline, and two, I can't read. It did out the gate seem like this was actually written by Jay, which, as we've seen with the people that are guilty and not guilty, everything sounds like a weird PR thing that makes them look even more nuts.
Yeah.
The way you and I have always said, if somebody came out and alleged that I shot a woman or I was alleged of sexual assault, I'm coming out immediately as myself. There won't be a PR person.
Mm-hmm.
I will take the stand. I will come on this mic and say, yo, that was not me. If I'm not guilty of something, you will see me.
Right.
Not the PR person.
Exactly.
So.
All right. So Jay released a statement via Rock Nation's Instagram. He says, my lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer, quotations, he made sure you put that in quotes, lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle. No, sir. It had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny.
All right. So already more context than anything we really got from the other publications within that first 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't a lot of detail in those, except for there was a civil lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Now it appears like it's a specific lawyer that is behind this, rather than, say, a alleged victim.
Right.
This is something that he has been doing, allegedly, for quite some time.
These allegations are so heinous in nature that I implore you to file a criminal complaint, not a civil one. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case. This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these type of theatrics. I have no idea how you have come to be such a deplorable human, Mr. Busby, but I promise you I have seen your con many times over. I'm more than prepared to deal with your type. You claim to be a Marine. Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity.
You can stop there. And I do want to get into the second part of this, but I do want to react first to the top of that message.
Mm-hmm.
We later got more details about this lawyer filing this lawsuit back in October, where Jay could have easily had the girl sign an NDA, give her a lump sum of money, and it would disappear.
Right.
Which he went on to say, no, fuck that. Let's go all the way with it, which to me says a lot. I see people comparing these two things between Puff and Jay.
Mm-mm.
Two people are doing completely different paths in quote unquote allegations.
Right.
Now, I think everyone should have due process, including the alleged victim, and we should see this thing through.
Absolutely.
Just going off the first actions from the outside looking in of what Puff did after a full detailed report, that is, by the way, not just a lawyer filing something in behind the scenes to try to get someone to settle.
Right.
Paperwork went clear, and Puff, before we could even finish those documents, settled.
Yes.
The NDA happened.
Right.
Jay said no to all of that. If you want to go public, you can't blackmail me by saying, oh, I'll take this public if you want. Do it.
Right.
Let's fucking go there.
He continues and says, my only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people. I mourn yet another loss of innocence. Children should not have to endure such at their young age. It is unfair to have to try to understand inexplicable degrees of malice meant to destroy families and human spirit. My heart and support goes out to true victims in the world who have to watch how their life story is dressed in costume for profitability by this ambulance chaser in a cheap suit.
Bars.
You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn. We don't play these types of games. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. Only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims you have levied against me that, if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. I look forward to showing you just how different I am.
Him and this gamer writer.
So I think he meant fake psychics. He just spelled it wrong, but you did say it right. But I think he meant psychics.
And like, why I think this was really Jay on his couch is because of the spelling mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was like, yo, post this shit.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone else to reread this because you guys are going to start telling me to cut shit out or say it differently. No, this is how I feel about some crazy shit said about me. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyer, Busby, obviously a lot of stuff has come out about him, and people online and locally in the Houston community where he is a lawyer have said that he is notoriously known as a shiesty guy and someone that's done just kind of bad dealings in the past.
Yeah.
That's what I've just been reading up on him and the history of him, like in the association.
I forgot the lawyer that does like the no jumper shit, which we don't even need to look it up. Who cares? But he was on last night saying Busby is the most successful lawyer in the country. And all the comments under it were not even like Hove stands, or just a bunch of people from Texas going, he's not even the best lawyer in the county. The United States, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah.
Listen, we've always been on the side of victims getting their just due.
Absolutely.
This one, from the information we've gotten out the gate, seems like a cash grab. I commend Jay for saying, let's go all the way and let's make sure all the evidence is on the table.
Yeah.
So I would say let's see this play out, but I don't know if there's really going to be much here. I think Busby's tactic his only plan didn't work.
I mean, I think they were banking on Jay settling out of court for an undisclosed amount. And just so, because as we were talking earlier off mic, a lot of things these days, they'll know that they don't have a case, but just the public perception being ruined.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody like Jay-Z having this accusation on his jacket now, it affects him moving forward in his legacy. Because whether he's found, which I believe and I know to be true that he's 1,000% innocent, it's still going to be something that people in certain circles and spaces want to bring up.
Of course.
Oh, he had money to make it disappear. This, that, they're going to lean on that part of it. This is all just a bunch of bullshit. It just is what it is. Like, Jay-Z is not raping and holding down a 13-year-old girl. That's just not, that's absolutely disgusting to even put that out there.
With Puff while another celebrity
It's just
watching.
absolutely fucking stupid.
Who's the other celebrity?
And because we are the Hove cast, right? I do want to tiptoe around this. Not tiptoe, but like, I do want to be objective in this, and I want you guys to share the reasoning for why you don't believe this case in general. And I don't want it to just be because I know Jay-Z. I want to talk about.
It's not about knowing.
I don't even like.
That's
I don't
that's
like
not
know
even
him.
it. That's not it at all. It's just, this is just absolute. Okay, so a 13-year-old girl signed the NDA, went to an after party. She got raped. She escaped the house, made it across the street, down the block to a gas station. Called her father. Her father picks her up from this gas station. This was in 2000, it's supposed to be, so 24 years ago this happened, and this is the first time where ever, like, the father didn't go in that house.
I don't really want to go that route because I do think there is a world where that's probably happened somewhere. Like, it's always tough to say with rape cases, time. I always think that's a cheap thing because there's been plenty of rape cases that are true that do come out 20 years later. It's a rough process for women when these types of things happen, especially when they are children and maybe we're out doing something they shouldn't have done. Like, I shouldn't be at this party, and I'm not going to tell anyone that I got raped and keep it to themselves until they're adults and their brain processes it. So that's not why I don't think this is true. I think it's the moves that have been made since October with this case aren't really movements of someone that is guilty. Is really where I'm on the side. I
just none of this shit sounds believable. None of it. It's just the most far-fetched
I don't
thing.
think,
like, what is this?
But you can understand, because kind of what Damaris is prying, like, optically, you can understand why the internet and some people would feel emboldened enough to turn against Jay and say, we knew it, he's been this guy, you know, and if they're just kind of going with the story, you can see why, like, because
when they say
I'm gonna get into my objective parts in a second.
When people online say he's been this guy, what does that mean?
Just optically, for a long-standing friendship with Diddy, they do the brunch thing. There's obviously all you need is a bunch of photos with someone, and then you're accused of everything that person did.
That's fucking crazy.
He did 2 tours with R. Kelly. They have 2 albums together. Like, there's just like, it's just enough for people to be like, oh yes, this makes sense.
There's no way you're next to all these nasty ass people and not being nasty.
You're not
yeah. And I hear what you're saying with that. That's the way that people think. I also think that people are a little slow, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but
no, I mean it disrespectful.
No, but like, but it's because I think
respectfully, I think you're stupid. I think
people see celebrities together in pictures, and everybody's like, they're friends, and it's just like they do the same shit with us. And if we make it local in podcasting, they see us next to other podcasters, and they assume that we're friends, and it's like, we are colleagues, we are coworkers, we know each other through certain circles. If we're not in a podcast studio or at a podcasting event, we don't see or speak to these people. And I think it's the same from what I've heard and from what we've all heard.
Just stupid
that's
to me.
not,
that
which is why I think you can say that it's stupid, because I saw last night 2 people put Puff's address and Jay and Beyonce's address, and they live in the same neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a full-blown thread of debates of the tunnel that could go through that canyon from Puff's house to Jay and Beyonce's. And granted, I don't know Jay like that, like for real, but I do know that he doesn't really like Puff the way y'all think he likes Puff, to the point that Puff couldn't get a key to the house, let alone a tunnel into his house.
A key? Lucky if you get an invite.
Yeah. This shit is just, it's laughable, man. And you know, like he said, if it wasn't something as serious as kids being sexually assaulted, you would have to laugh at this shit.
Now,
like, what are we talking about, man?
The objective side, because I agree with Damaris, we've been admitted Ho-Vengers, so let's be fair here. So a lot of people making some fair points of him saying, all right, we'll take it to criminal court. We don't know what the exact charges are because it was a civil lawsuit, but there is statute of limitations on rape. So he could be having this bravado because he knows it can't go to criminal court and it'll make him look better. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if that's the exact case, but I thought that was one of the only fair things to come out of a criticism of his approach. And then they did the whole timeline between him and Beyonce, which, I mean, she was 19, and I've been on record saying it's super weird when 30-year-olds talk to teenagers. And I'll stick by that, but I don't think that makes you a pedophile. My only other criticism is it's light. I just knew it was going to get misinterpreted, and it's a trending topic now. Jay-Z so honorable, like a bunch of fucking idiots, but it's a thing. I know at the bottom he was talking about him and his crew in the projects, but let's not pretend like children are not always protected in the projects and children are not always harmed in the projects. I know he's talking about him and his crew.
His story.
But to say I come
life.
from the projects and we don't play these type of games, we have a strict code, that's not always the case in the projects.
Oh, but he's speaking from his vantage, his standpoint.
Yeah, but people are taking it as...
Yeah, but people are going to take, if he said... You know, if he's whatever he said, people are going to take it and dissect it and run with a different way with it. That's just, you know, the world we're in now with everybody having, you know, access to social media and creating accounts. Everybody feels like they can add in and jump in on a conversation and just, you know, express their feelings. And, you know, that's part of it. We understand that, which is why public perception, you know, people will hang you publicly, you know, so that the public looks at you like, oh, he's a piece of shit. When it's like, you know, you do realize this. I mean, to this day, people still bring up Michael Jackson when it comes to pedophilia. And it was like, yo, you know that there was nothing ever found that leaves even any amount of credence to those claims. Like, people don't know that, but they just know that he was in court because somebody said that he touched some kids.
And that became his entire...
And that became a part of his legacy. Yeah. Now, when you bring up Michael Jackson, you bring up that case and you bring up, oh, he likes little kids. And it's like, that's the thing that they stick to you that will follow you forever, even when you're found not guilty and there's no truth to any of these claims. And that's the fucked up part about it, is that no matter what is found here, and like I said, I'll stand on it and I'll stand on it forever, that I know this is complete bullshit when it comes to Jay, but I just know publicly what this will do to him for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Go ahead, Demar.
And I just want to say that I think as somebody who, again, Maul is speaking from a different perspective from the rest of us, because I can't speak to Jay-Z's character because I do not know him.
I can speak to it.
Okay, so I know. That's why I said you're speaking from a different perspective than the rest of us. So as far as me not jumping gung-ho to believe this, actually has nothing to do with what I think Jay-Z's character is or what I think he is or isn't capable of doing. I don't know that man. He could be capable of anything. When I'm talking about common sense and the way that Jay has moved throughout his career, the way that him and Beyonce, just the privacy that they have, the idea and the notion of Jay-Z being with Puff and holding down, no matter how old she was, holding down a girl and raping her in a room with Puff and another person in the room, that doesn't even if he was nasty, that doesn't make sense with the way that Jay-Z has moved throughout his life.
Do that shit in private.
You're making a joke out of
I know,
it.
that's what
But
you're
what I'm saying is if he was to be a nasty man, again, I don't know him. If he, being objective, if he was to be a nasty man, everything Jay-Z has done in his careers has showed that he's not going to do that shit with no fucking audience. So that's what just doesn't make any sense to me. Not caping for who he is as a person. Like I said, I don't know him, but just like putting pieces together of the way that people have moved throughout their careers. Some shit just don't make sense.
And to my fellow conspiracy theorists, we should look at every case as its own, not as one big clump. I don't think Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC, and that's why he clearly was guilty of all the shit he was accused of. I don't think it was because he was buying NBC and they planted all that shit on him. I believe that Bill Cosby was a nasty fuck. Even with the times that he was living in, still a nasty fuck to me. Now, I think Puff is a nasty fuck too. Do I think there was maybe an agenda because of his situation with Diageo? Sure, but two things can be true. I also think Puff is a nasty fuck. Was there incentive to try to get him the fuck out of here because he wasn't playing a game with somebody? Cool, but the evidence is still there, so lock him up. Now let's treat this situation differently because it's a different case. I think there's a lot going on with Hove. Gambling is at the highest it's ever been on Earth. It's clear that Roc Nation is bidding for the Caesars Palace situation in Times Square. I don't even need to really explain how big that is in the world. I could see this being part of it. He recently had a situation with, who was it? Bacardi, that didn't play out too well. And I'm not saying that is why people get accused. In this situation with those two things, I could see this ambulance chaser being funded for a smear campaign when some of the biggest companies in the world right now are being outbid by a black guy. I could see it.
I think it's all tied in, and it's it's the wild part is that I think most people understand that could be part of it. It's like, so we know what's going on. We know what happens when you reach certain heights and you reach certain levels and you start having certain conversations, and rubbing shoulders with some guys that never thought that you would make it anywhere near their boardroom. And now they're sitting there and they have to outbid you. People don't like that. So they try to, reach back in the past and find something, anything that will damage you, the perception of who you are and the legacy that you've created. Just so it may kind of hinder, whatever you're trying to do on the business front. It'll turn some people away. Some people might not want to be attached to you business-wise. They don't want to stand next to you anymore. It's a nasty game, man. It's a nasty game when you reach those heights. And, I just think somebody like Jay is obviously, if you listen to his music throughout the years, he knows what's coming. He's prepared for it. He understands the game that he's in now. He understands that he's not wanted in certain rooms and certain positions. I just think it's fucked up and it's unfortunate that he has to deal with this. But again, man, I'm on the side of knowing who Jay is as a person, knowing his character, knowing where his moral compass is. And, when you start talking about abusing, sexually assaulting kids, that's just not in his character at all.
Yeah. And again, I think everything is case by case basis. I fully think there's a bunch of nasty fucking people in the music industry.
Oh, for sure.
That Jay has rubbed shoulders with, clearly. Joint albums and everything. I totally get that outrage. And I think that's something that, should have been addressed at some point. I think Ho probably thought it's just been so long that addressing the R. Kelly situation would have been weird. But I do fully understand people that are at least sane and not on the crazy conspiracy side of like, there's, dead children in Beyonce and Jay-Z's basement. Yeah, I would question that as a casual fan. Like, all right, everyone knew, and you did a tour with him, and then Aaliyah was around. Like, I get the logic of that. It's not my place to try to explain it. It would be theirs. But I see why people want an explanation for that.
That's
I get
all
it.
I'm saying. Yeah.
I get why someone would be like, okay, but this was not like some rape shit, but this was weird.
I mean, but you say
R. Kelly was rape.
right, but you say, see, that even when you say, you know, on tour with R. Kelly, did music, it's a bunch of artists that
Sure.
have toured with R. Kelly. It's a bunch of musicians that toured with R. Kelly. It's a bunch of publicists. It's a bunch of fucking like, so none of those people are considered nasty fucks.
I agree with
it's just the artist that did the song with him.
And see, goes back to our conversation, I think it was like at the top of this year maybe, where we came in here and said like, it's tough to go through with this music industry shit because no matter what, you're gonna feel like a hypocrite. Even if I don't know what people do in their own bedrooms, you rub shoulders in this fucking demonic, and I'm not doing Illuminati shit, this demonic industry. And shit comes out and it's you're like, fuck. Like, it doesn't make you a bad person. You did not know, you did not participate, but you're still part of it. And to have an explanation for everyone that works within show business, all of us are gonna have to go to the podium and be like, well, yeah, I worked with him. I didn't fucking know him.
Right.
But some people say with Jay, you know, Aaliyah was hanging out with them, dating Dame. Dame has been vocal that Aaliyah explained the situation. So that's also where people are like, all right, if you knew that, why would you work with him? But I don't know. There could be more to the story. I don't know.
Right. Either way, it's unfortunate again to see, you know, somebody like Jay have to go through this, and you know, we're just gonna have to sit back and watch this play out over the next few months.
And yet, listen, this is not Hove bias here. Let it go to court.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's true, but if it's true, fuck him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I
Fuck
mean,
him.
but in his response, he's on that side. Let it go to court. Again, this could have been stepped on, and we never would have. His name would have never been involved in any of this. They could have stepped on this months ago, settled out, and we would have never gotten any of this. But the fact that, you know, him and his team was like, no, we're not settling nothing. Let them. That speaks to when you know exactly who you are. Like, oh, this is what y'all think I've done in my life. Okay, all right. Well, let's go to court and let's let the evidence, like, put everything on the desk and show me where you think that I did that at.
Tony Busby put out a statement following Jay's statement regarding the Jay-Z case and his efforts to silence my clients. Mr. Carter previously denied being the one who sued me and my firm. He filed his frivolous case under a pseudonym. What he fails to say in his recent statement is that my firm sent his lawyer a demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. Instead, she only sought a confidential mediation.
Can you stop real quick, Julian?
Yeah.
I read this last night and was confused. And again,
What do you mean?
I don't know lawyer jargon. Is a lawyer calling his own client an alleged victim?
Well, you always say alleged victim.
No, a good lawyer gets in front and says, my client was abused. That person is guilty. I've never heard a lawyer, unless they were on the side of the person getting accused of something, this is all allegations, this isn't true. But a lawyer that is defending a victim would never say, and I could be reading this wrong because I'm stupid, and I'm sure in the comments they'll show how stupid I am. But I read that as, why is a lawyer saying?
Alleged?
Yeah, that's crazy for your defense to say alleged. But go ahead, Julian, I'm sorry.
That's a fair point. It's funny you say that because there was a clip going around about Busby talking about the Diddy case in particular.
He's been around for a couple of the ones that were filed.
And openly saying some of the stuff is not substantiated. He's just, sometimes you just go with stuff even before it becomes a fact.
He's filed a bunch.
He's openly saying that.
And Puff's lawyer replied to this too. We don't need to read that. But to Maul's point, what sucks is Puff's lawyer is right, maybe, in that response, because this is probably bullshit. And then it has people looking like, oh, well, if that case, man, maybe some of this other Puff shit isn't true. Like, it takes away from actual victims.
And maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
Because that woman originally filed against Puff for the rape, and that could very well be true. And then later they added in that Jay was right there too. But it takes away from this entire thing, because if Hove takes this all the way and it's clear that he is not guilty, I think that has people questioning, wrongfully so, a lot of the Puff shit, which is like crazy.
That's what he spoke to. There's real victims. You know, there's people that really, this is their life. They really dealt with shit like this. So for somebody to be trying to put these claims on you just for a money grab or, you know, just to, you know, assassinate my character publicly, it's a slap in the face to, you know, women that live with this type of pain and trauma. And to see that, you know, people that just pop out and have these, what they call egregious claims, you know, it kind of fucks up all of those other cases. Because now you start questioning everything. You start saying, oh, we've seen this before. Somebody said this, and come to find out they were lying and they were just trying to do this and do. So, you know, it's all around. It's just it's a real fucked up situation. But, you know, I like the fact that, you know, Jay and his team, they like, okay, well, we're not going to, you know, just cash out and try to resolve this quietly. No. Let's make this public. And let me show you, again, like he said, let me show you exactly how different I am. So,
yeah.
Which I thought would be a great name for his next album, but it's attached to something that's fucked up.
Yeah, no, I mean, but.
Let me show you how different I am. I would love to hear that album.
I mean.
Only you would name your album something like that. Jay wouldn't.
I mean, for the past few albums, that's been his theme. Let me show you how different I am.
Rory got to have different in all of his album titles.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Let's finish this statement real quick because he does have a few more things. Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but has tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had his conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened, and I am proud of her resolve. As far as the allegations in the complaint filed, we will let the filing speak for itself, and we will litigate the facts in the court, not in the media.
So
he also went on Instagram and said, people are now, this was before it went public. He said people were harassing his children and all this. That's where these things start to.
The lawyer?
Yes.
Okay.
On his IG when he posted his photo of him as a Marine, because Jay brought up the Marine shit. That's just another thing. It's not my Hove bias. I don't think Hove's team is that stupid that they would send someone to harass his children.
No.
Like that's just dumb.
No, that's just not.
It takes away more credibility from this guy.
Yeah.
There's no way that Hove's legal team is sending people to harass your children.
But what is this? What does this say though? Obviously, it says, you know, now Jay is one of the guys that people are probably going to gun for now. He's obviously reached that level. Been at that level for some time now.
I think there's been plenty of, I'm not saying the sexual assault stuff, but there's been plenty of civil lawsuits I'm sure we know nothing about.
Oh, yeah.
That hit Hove's desk.
For sure.
Weekly.
For sure. And this is just, you know, this is one that I'm guessing that his team was like, no. Enough.
I think it was Jay.
Yeah. Oh, no. I definitely think that part of it. I'm not doubting that at all. But again, that's because, you know, when you just know who you are, man, it's just, I don't care what accusations. I don't care who's saying what. All right, what they saying about, all right, come on, man. Sit down. Let's put this out publicly. Like, all right, Rory, I think that's what I was doing.
And I also think that Blue Ivy getting older has a lot to do with shit now.
Hell yeah.
Because it's like he said, like people can tell my kid this.
Yeah, we not.
Yeah, now we ain't. Now it's just, I'm not talking to you. Like now I'm, you know, I can't just be Jay-Z and ignore everything now because I have a kid who has to go to fucking school.
Yeah.
You know.
I have a daughter that's of age, and her friends, you know, they're all online and they read things, and obviously they know who her parents are.
And she's supposed to be doing press right now. She's in the new Lion King. So it's just like this huge moment in her little baby career is now overshadowed by this bullshit.
And I feel like that's the only move you can do with situations like this. Because I do agree with Hove. There goes some lost innocence, like having to explain this so early in her life. The only way to try to make it a positive when you know you're not guilty is to have your kids watch you fight for the truth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way you can flip this to something good for your family.
Like this is
like
what
watch us fight for the truth, fight for yourself.
Because this is what happens when your dad is who he is and your mom is who she is. People, you know, it's a certain level of greed, and people are, you know, don't like to see you, you know, you being well off and being wealthy. So they try to attack that. They attack your character, and they try to say, oh, you know, he's successful, but he's also a piece of shit, and he's a rapist, and he's this, he's a pedophile. It's just, you know, the problem is we've seen this before, and we know that this is part of what seems to be an ongoing thing when certain black celebrities reach a certain level and a certain plateau. on the business side. Because you have black celebrities that, they successful in their art and whatever they do, but they never venture into that business world that heavy and try to now become a part of that world.
Mm-hmm.
So who would you, because I'm listening to you, and just to be objective, who would you put in that category of people who were accused of things and they're trying to take them down, but that you believe aren't guilty? Because a lot of people have been accused of things and we hear a lot of that. They're trying to take a black man down, but it'd be people like Puff and it's like, yeah, but you did that shit. So.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying everybody's
the
innocent, but I'm just saying I'm talking more so like when you look at, the Michael Jackson thing, because that for me, I was, old enough to remember that whole thing. And, once that became a thing, it was like, that's all people would, you could not turn on the TV, you could not look at a magazine cover and not see Michael Jackson either on his way to court or leaving court. And it was during that time.
It was positioned that way because I was younger. And even like, for example, my family, casual like news watchers. Mm-hmm. If you're a casual person that just works day to day and isn't like engulfed in the shit, all you're gonna see is Michael Jackson is a pedophile and watch him go in and out of court nonstop. Average person is gonna be like, that's crazy, Michael Jackson's a pedophile.
I think something that's interesting, like when we see reports like this come out about Jay, and other people, I don't know, guilty or not. I think that there's like a thing where people that...
Well, him and R. Kelly have a song called Not Guilty.
Live a regular life and just like go through, a normal life. I think when something like this comes in and it takes down a celebrity, knocks them down a peg, it makes them, it makes them less than human, because now it's like, okay, I don't put this person's on a pedestal. I'm better than them because of the horrible stuff they did. Now that even though they're a billionaire, they're below me because of these acts that they did throughout their life. Therefore, I'm better than them. I think it's a lot of that. I think it's people that always just want the ability to say, well, even though they're that meaning an A-lister, a celebrity,
they're a piece of shit.
Of course.
They're a piece of shit, and therefore I have made better life decisions. Although I'm not that, I'm better than them because of A, B, C, and D. I would never do that, even though, I live check to check and might not have a job. Like whatever the case may be, it just kind of like gives you a pass to accept and excuse all the not even bad stuff you've done in your life, but like maybe your shortcomings in your career or your personal life or how you feel about yourself in your situation. I think a lot of people look at this as an escape to be like, well, I didn't fuck a 13-year-old. That's why I'm not there. At least I like have, a job. It's
kind of like the Illuminati theory. And while I do believe there is some form of that, we have put it on so many people because we think there's no way they could be that successful without some spiritual connection to something, or selling their soul, or becoming gay, or sacrificing a baby. Like now, some people work really hard and just they're really talented and become successful. But there's so many people that sit back and do nothing with their lives that can't fathom that someone could be that successful without some type of cheat code. Yeah.
Well, that's what Jay spoke to in his response. Like, I'm not all celebrities are
we can do
that.
This.
Yeah, are not, and this is some weird shit. And I look forward to showing you exactly how different I am. All of that speaks to what you just said. It's like, no, some of us can really be this successful and really make these great business decisions and these business moves and not have done some crazy wild shit in our past to get here.
But it's hard for people to fathom, like someone like Jay in a city like New York coming from the Marcy Projects. It's like, okay, we know so many people that have never left that project, or if they leave, they did the dead or in jail route, or nothing comes of their life. He is where he's at because of these chain of events he did that put him in those rooms where he had to do all the shady shit, the killing, drinking baby blood, all that stuff. So it's like the thought of a person just getting out of that situation and bettering themselves is so beyond the realm of possibility that it's like, okay, well, he only did it because he had to do all this shit.
Right.
And I mean, you know how many members of the Illuminati there would be if like that's all it took to get rich and famous?
Right.
I had to do more to become a Kappa. If I could be rich and famous for the rest of my life to just drink some baby blood, like all the money in the fucking world, every dream I ever wanted to achieve, have my family set up for the rest of their lives, bring over the chalice.
Rory's
I'll drink
joking,
a whole
guys.
cup of that baby blood.
Rory's joking.
Where's Amara?
Rory's joking.
We have to draw blood from her.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, see?
She has to get blood work done.
You'll take
do a little shot of that and I'm good.
What do you think's in Rory's cup?
He takes it home like a Capri Sun.
Adrenochrome.
guys.
I've had no more jokes.
Well, I mean, just not on children. We don't joke on children.
I was talking about my own child.
Yeah, it's different. Free game.
Yeah, he's actually the dad, so it's a little different.
Speaking of children,
I've had her sitting there getting her blood drawn. If I could just let me get one of those little samples, because they told me her life would be set if I take a shot of that.
Yeah. Take a quick shot like communion?
Yeah.
I get it.
While
It's the body of Christ. I drank Jesus' blood.
Exactly.
While we're recording, they allegedly found the man that shot the United Health CEO, Luigi.
Okay, this is real time.
Right now. That's our breaking news thing.
So United Healthcare CEO assassin suspect identified as Luigi Mangione. I think I said that right.
Hold on, stop right now. This feels fake just because that guy's face looks like a Luigi. That checks out too much.
It says he's a 26.
They said we got to make up a name for him. That's Luigi for sure.
Oh, here you go.
He's a 26-year-old former Ivy League student.
Went to Penn.
He was taken into custody this morning at a Pennsylvania McDonald's and caught with a manifesto that appeared to list grievances with the healthcare industry. He has not been charged yet.
See, I will believe you until you say he caught with the manifesto. Everybody not carrying around a manifesto. Y'all got to stop writing the same book over and over again. Come on, bro.
I'm pretty sure somebody on social media will find this same picture of this guy as being another crisis actor or somebody in a whole nother event that happened.
They've already been doing that with the hostel photo, the Starbucks photo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I've seen so much conflicting stories with this, from the news to my conspiracy theory Reddit threads, that I don't even really know at this point.
But you know, we got to keep in mind that a life was lost, right? Obviously, there's a family grieving the loss of a loved one, and then people,
have to stop saying that.
I mean, what?
Not you. These two that they don't care.
Yeah, but there's still somebody. I mean, you don't, but there's
I'm
a
sure
family.
if he has kids, fine.
There's a family grieving the loss of this guy, and not only that, to see now that they have. You know, they were holding like a suspect shoot a lookalike.
That was sick.
Contest somewhere.
I'm with you. We're at a weird place in society.
Park, yeah.
We're in a weird place in society.
That's weird. Yeah, that's weird.
Like, what is happening right
now? But
I
I don't tie that to, we have to remember a life was lost, to more just like weird shit. Like, how much more stuff are we gonna do for the internet at this point? But yeah, that's a separate convo. Damaris, no, I don't feel that way. Yeah, everyone has had to pay for their father's sins before that never got $31 billion.
I would like my...
Sometimes how the universe works is you get back what you give.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't happen enough. So, yeah, a life was lost. Okay. Let's go into what that life was doing.
I would like my flowers. Apparently, the gentleman, Luigi, hated the medical community because of how it treated one of his sick relatives. So I said, you just piss off a kid that had someone die that didn't have to die. You throw a whole family in debt, and then you're going to get shit like this happens.
This gentleman probably paid every fucking cent to his health insurance, or his family member did, and was denied. He was told, if I get this, I will be healthy. Mm-hmm. You guys are profiting all this. All right, cool. That's whatever. As long as I'm healthy. Mm-hmm. And gets denied for that. And people are surprised that someone took action into their own hands. You want us to believe in this justice system, believe in your healthcare system, but look at us crazy if we want to kill the person that lied to us?
Right.
That's how I feel with this entire thing. So I don't really have a rest in peace.
Yeah, no, I'm not rest in peace, but you know, I also don't want to sit around and make fun of, you know, somebody being killed as well. Like that's just not what I'm here for. But I do understand what you're saying. Listen, you know, this guy obviously had a family relative that went through something in the medical field, probably couldn't get health care for a surgery or, you know, whatever was going on, and obviously felt like this was the way to retaliate by killing the CEO of the insurance company. So, you know, I get it. Every reaction has a reaction. But again, having look-alike contests for the shooter and all, that's when it just becomes beyond weird for me.
Yeah.
No worry and
Mall holiday season can be rough as an adult. It's crowded everywhere. Mm-hmm. You have to remember this entire present list for all the kids. How I've been dealing with it is via the Flow Gummy in particular. Mm-hmm. It has helped me, gave me more energy to try to bust through those crowds, to get that TV, fighting everyone in the mall.
Because you can't forget the TV.
And sometimes I forget my phone, so I don't even have the list of presents. Mm-hmm. Helps my memory. I remember exactly what that nephew wanted.
Rory, I like the Zen Sleep Gummy. I pop it right before I get in the shower at night. It helps me relax after a long day.
Okay.
Pod and being on camera. You just need to relax and kind of reset and get away from it all. They also have 0 THC products. If THC isn't for you, you can still take advantage of their CBD line with products designed for sleep, focus, and energy that will keep you glowing all year long.
That's why I prefer it. This holiday season, gift yourself some peace of mind. If you're 21 plus, check out the link to Via in our description and use the code RORYMALL to receive 15% off. After your purchase, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. This holiday season, enhance your everyday with Via. But let's get out of all these very, very serious topics and get into some absolutely ridiculous topics.
Blasphemous topics.
Forbes put out a list that doesn't have to do with money.
Uh-oh, list season?
It's the end of the year, man. You know what's coming.
Man. Here come the lists.
And
Lists
every
of the
year
lists.
we give these publications what they fucking want. They poke us and they poke us, and we always react.
I didn't.
So
want,
we are
I
part
didn't
of
want
the
to talk
problem.
about this. You did.
Well, only because it's Forbes.
Okay.
They put out the top 50.
That's why I didn't want to talk about it.
The 50
What the fuck
50
does
top
Forbes
rappers of all
know
time.
about rappers. Okay.
Now, I was thinking maybe they were trying to get some credibility because it's some culture vulture shit to always put lists of like what rappers are doing with money. They're trying to prove that they're really students of the game.
That they know what they talk
And
about.
they're really part of the culture. Like we can talk about the money shit, but because we care about like the roots of this entire thing. So that's why MIA is on our top 50 rappers of all time. And Black Thought isn't.
Right. Naturally, it's the Forbes.
Where would you rank Bad Bunny in like your top rappers?
I didn't even know Bad Bunny was a rapper, but okay.
I mean, none of us in here, well, you're Puerto Rican, but is Bad Bunny considered a rapper?
I don't think so, no.
I don't know what he is categorically.
Not rap, I can tell you
He
that.
could be a rapper.
rhyming.
He be rapping.
Okay.
Cause I listened to him this morning and it was a verse with like some bars on it.
No, he has songs
He
where
can
he
rap,
raps.
yeah.
Yeah, in the event that he is considered a rapper, I may be shooting Forbes some bail here of the crossover and the shit that he's changed over the last few years. Yeah, he could be considered in the top 50 if people consider him a rapper. He did something for a whole genre. It's a big, I don't consider him a rapper, but you know, I'm just white.
All right, so if you consider him a rapper, he's on this list. If he's saying, okay, he's a rapper, you have him above Pusha T.
No.
And Lupe.
What about Daddy Yankee? Like, why he ain't get his shine?
Yeah, Sean Paul could rap.
Sean Paul's a rapper.
And Jamaicans, and that's bad that we're just comparing. That's not even the same genre, but you know, it's Forbes. I don't know. What are we doing with list season?
I don't want to ever talk about nobody's list. I'm gonna just say that right now to y'all. I don't care
Well,
about
release your own.
who me. No, for what? List is stupid. I don't
For
want to
people
do
to
a
debate.
fucking list. Fuck a list.
Well, off mic, Damaris brought up a point without quickly looking at it. Were they doing the top 50 richest rappers? And then I saw
No,
that,
it says it.
that MIA was also above Cardi B.
Yeah,
And I'm not counting anyone's pockets. I'm
No.
just going to go out on a limb and say that maybe she doesn't have more money.
yeah.
So
I'm
they
sounding like an MIA hater. I like MIA, but is she a rapper?
Forbes said between critical acclaim, cultural influence, album sales, innovation in the genre, and more.
Innovation in the genre.
First of all,
Sorry.
putting
Bro.
in your description and more is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, explain. It's your rules. You have to tell us the rules.
Yeah, this is a big bunch of bullshit though. This
It's just to
entire
get
list
people
sucks.
Which is crazy because we critique actual hip hop platforms of like doing this because we don't really know who's behind it and who's doing it, what their taste is. Now we have Forbes doing it. And didn't New York Times just put something out?
Yeah, top songs, top 50 or something songs of 2024.
Is this the woman?
This is who wrote it.
Okay, I'm sure she's a great journalist. She works for Forbes or writes for Forbes. I'm not trying to take away anything from her career, but I feel like with this list in Instagram posts
This is
of
who
her
wrote the Forbes list?
Yeah.
Is this her
It
taste?
doesn't mean that she wrote the list. It doesn't mean that she did the criteria for the list. She wrote the article.
But she got that criteria and landed on MIA.
Yes,
I wouldn't
we gotta
put it
blame.
all
We
on
gotta
her.
blame her for it. What's her name? Andrea what? Andrea Bassi?
Mhm.
Fashion, beauty, and art and culture.
Okay, so
Checks out.
the culture is where she can name the top 50 rappers.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I feel like the the New York Times Best Songs of 2024 list is a little bit more accurate.
Another list.
Yeah.
It's list season.
It's list season. You're right.
Listed.
Listed.
We have more. This is just the early shit. Where we have the ones that are really going to piss us off coming up.
Oh, B-Dot for sure. B-Dot pisses me off every fucking year.
But I'm never mad. A song one sometimes tends to be easier than like a 50 greatest rapper of all time. Number one, we don't need to say, makes sense, checks out. Number two, Beyonce, Texas Hold'em. I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
I think they're going off influence.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
because
gonna
like 16 Candles to me was the better song out of that 2-pack.
It's not 16 Candles. 16 carriages.
Is it 16 Candles a movie or something?
Yes.
16 carriages, I'm sorry.
Your dyslexia is like just jump out. Your dyslexia just jumps out and chokes your ass.
It's not even dyslexia. It's just another form that's like not diagnosed.
Oh, okay. Some new
Is that
shit.
like movie dyslexia?
Yeah. Artist dyslexia?
Because nothing was dyslexic there. I didn't say 61 carriages.
Right.
16 Candles.
I get what this contributor's doing.
Yeah, me too.
They're not picking like the like obviously if you see Sabrina Carpenter, you would think it would be Espresso, but this contributed Please, 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 which is a great song, but like look, we can be honest, it's Espresso if you're gonna listen, if you're gonna talk about her year. And then for Shabuzi, the number 4 song, they picked Good News.
Oh.
Not Tipsy.
Yeah.
Really? So they're doing this whole like they're doing if Rory were to write one of these.
Yeah.
Rory, this is the
gotta
B-side.
seem like
Rory and Pitchfork.
Yeah, like you're all
Rory
into the
his
B-side
shit.
Yeah.
The bar song is Diamond, but have you heard Good News?
Which, by the way,
That's the one.
That's the real one.
But see, I feel that way too about the Tyler song that they have on there. They have the Safer, Tyler Safer instead of the Water song. And I agree. I fucking love Safer. I think
you and I had a full, like, real.
No, we
friend
were
argument
fighting about
that.
Truth or Dare. Me thinking that Truth or Dare is better than Water. I might walk that back. I don't know, but Truth or Dare is a really good
If I got commissioned to do a list of the best songs of 2024, as much as I am the annoying hipster contrarian, I would do what they asked. These are the top songs of 2024.
But she didn't
Not
say
my
top.
opinion.
She didn't say top. She said best, which there is a difference.
I never even thought of that.
Because Jay-Z's top song, which would be Empire State of Mind, is not
By
his
far the
best
best.
song.
By far.
By far. It's
Okay, all right. Best song, I would still take that as the best songs, not my favorite songs. If I were to write a list like this, I wouldn't put that Shabuzi record. Like, that's ridiculous.
But if it's a better
It's not
song,
my best.
No, but that's not. It's not saying favorite. It just says best. There are some songs that are clearly better than another song.
Okay.
This song just happened to blow up.
I will challenge you. We're both members of the Beehive.
Okay.
16 Carriages or Texas Hold'em. What is the best song?
16 Carriages.
Well, there goes their credibility. We
I don't
killed
think
it.
that's how
You
it
and I
goes.
killed it.
Yo. But I can understand why they would say Texas Hold'em is the best song. I can understand why they would say that, but my preference would be 16 Carriages.
Well, he put his name. I respect that. Like, even in.
Oh, that was a different contributor.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
It's 3 different people wrote it.
Okay, that's cool. But I'm not mad at that. Like, to commission people for your platform, like 3 people make your best list so it could be compared. Because that is different taste levels, different experiences. I think that type of shit is cool rather than the straight up list. I don't think we'll ever get the listing right in media. I don't think that's the point.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's also not fair because music is so subjective. Like you're being tasked with the job of considering everyone's taste and preference when that's not. You can't serve everybody. That's not how that works.
Some things I think are just universal though. When it comes to best, top, favorite, like, to me, that makes the pop star, the pop song. Everyone agrees that this is great. No one can really argue this being on a list.
Oh, they all had different. So the 3 people that wrote it, they all have completely different lists. And this person's, whoever's in charge of the hip hop or the pop, like whoever's in charge of us, they did a completely different list. They said their number 1 song was a tie between Cash Cobain,
This is crazy.
Fisher.
I'm on board.
I'm sorry, Grippy.
Yeah.
Wait, his number 1 has 15
It's
number
like
1s.
7 different songs.
It's like 3
He did
Cash
A.
Cobain
He did A
records.
tier and then went down to Z. You can't do the alphabet for your number 1. Like, just make a list.
Number 2 was disc record focused. It was Not Like Us, Family Matters. Meet the
Putting them in
Grams,
order?
and
I'm
Hard
fine
Part
with
Six.
that.
I think
That's cool.
Is he just ranking the moments?
I think-
Sounds like. 'Cause
Or
that's
the
cool
genre,
then.
because that first one, read them off again. That's more of like sexy drill.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
right, this is cool.
I'm mad at that. That's cool.
Whoever your name is, I take it back.
Grippy made number 1 on somebody's
There was
list.
only
so
so many
y'all.
sexy drill records, and it's last on that list.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, so his argument is there's one sound.
When is the last time you heard that song?
This
Today.
morning.
You played it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about like I was out somewhere and heard it. I haven't heard that song in I don't know
That's
how
not
long.
fair. You go out places and you don't hear plenty of songs.
Yeah, but you don't hear Grippy. Like I don't even see girls posting that like and making videos of like jumping into
No,
their
because you
like
guys made it
aloe
a
pants.
fucking laughing stock joke. So fuck you guys.
At Damaris
I just thought Grippy was funny.
at number 5, the women. Here we go. A
Yeah, which is-
refreshingly old-fashioned rapper, Glorilla, raps with the strength and
What?
sturdiness.
What?
I don't know.
Old
I mean, no.
fashioned rapper.
She got bars like a older rapper. I think she's a great. Is that what he's trying to say?
He says she structures her rhymes as efficiently as a factory production line.
Julian wrote this.
I was about to say this sounds like a Julian
This
caption.
is Invisaligns for sure. This is definitely Invisaligns.
That's a great word. Every exhalation is a hook.
I was about to try to read it and then didn't
Exaltation.
want to play myself because I would have.
Exaltation, sorry.
Every
every
hook
hook-
is an incitement to revelry.
So what is this category at all? A
See, I
Glorilla
wouldn't even
category?
say this because I'm honest.
Not putting the Tyler joint with Glorilla is crazy to me.
Well, this seems
What
like it
Tyler
was
joint?
just women.
What Tyler joint?
The sticky.
Yeah. Glorilla's not on sticky?
Yeah, she is.
Do I have a different version?
But it's not the Glorilla sound. That's the Tyler sound with glow on it.
Okay.
You're talking about see y'all say Tyler. I'm thinking not the creators.
Tyler or Hard ER.
Okay.
Number 6, only category is Tommy Richmond.
Hard neck
Hard neck
snapping
snapping.
modern funk from a trained opera singer with a wild range and a cleverly rhythmic approach to singing. It's cool how was the year's
It's
defining
cool
sound.
how. Get the fuck out
Now-
of here.
I was
You
with
guys
this guy
really
so
make
far.
fun
I
of
thought
me.
this was a cool approach. Now I think he's on the take for the Grammys. Is that why it was considered hip hop? Because it's hard neck snapping?
Yeah, you know that.
He's a trained opera singer.
How do you snap your neck? I ain't never been the same, baby.
No, you know, like look, us whites are really feeling a song, which is off.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, we're on the one. You've seen me with Jim Jones in the studio, you know.
I saw you. You do that shit everywhere.
You mean enjoy music in my own
Nah,
unrhythmic way?
Nah, we were here, and you was playing me something off a phone, snapping your neck.
Yeah.
Well, he
Rory
played-
loved doing the phone.
he
I,
played off the
I enjoy
phone?
music.
The phone hold,
Rory
like
loved doing this, holding it to you.
Well, I mean, it's part of a process.
What's the process?
Okay, you want to go down that route?
Yeah, walk me through the
The
process.
phone test.
When mixing songs and albums at this point in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
you can look at the percentage of how people consume music.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not at the highest point, but some people really consume music just by playing it off their phone. So that is something you have to take into account when you're mixing.
Playing it like off
Nigga
the
went studio
speaker.
Off the iPhone speaker, yes.
People listen to their
You know,
music
there's-
on the speaker.
There is a
I
lot
do.
of younger people that when they get ready or, you know, don't live in a house where you can't have a loudspeaker or anything, yeah, they listen on their phone.
Okay.
I have a loudspeaker.
I do it on my
my
MacBook. I mean, of course, you know, we start with AirPods, et cetera, but
Mhm.
there's still a iPhone test and MacBook speaker test when it comes to mixes.
And then you move it to the car test.
No, car test is way before that.
Before the phone.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought you would gradually
Because
like.
car test is more akin to like studio speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I thought you would start with the phone on speaker first, and then be like, I don't know, something's missing, and then you go to the car and you turn it on in the car, and you still be like, I don't know, it's missing something. And
Snare.
What's funny with this next
And I
album,
get more snare.
I did a lot of the car tests in my mother's Mazda because like you have to.
oh, you went to the essence.
No, most
You
people.
went back to the roots.
It's not even that. No, I'm not trying to sound like that.
But you got rid of that car.
Most people.
No, he kept it for these moments, like just to listen.
I have it parked somewhere just for.
You know, some
Most
artists
people
do
don't
that.
have fucking like Bose stereo systems in
For
their
sure,
car.
for sure.
So you have to go to the consumer that the most.
Mhm.
Most people have car like a regular fucking Ford Focus.
Right.
It has to sound right in a Ford Focus.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to get in a Zod's Porsche.
Right.
Of course, it sounds
Why you gotta
incredible.
throw his
See,
Zod
I was
under the
gonna
bus
say, why
like
you
that?
throwing his Zod out? Like,
Yeah.
He posts his Porsche.
I think he was just trying to lean it towards like, you know, go to like a beat up Ford. And if it sounds good in there, it's gonna sound great in that plush leather of a Porsche when that engine is revving going down PCH. You can imagine how
you
great
gotta
it
get a
sounds.
2008 Acura with the red seats.
Mm.
Everything sounds
That's
good in
it.
the studio. You have to go see what that rental car would it sound like.
Yeah.
That's how mixing goes. So yes, that's why I bang my head when I'm playing shit off the phone because my ear is in tune with this.
Banging.
Yeah. And then he says, "Are those Child's drums? Like those sound like?"
Can you please?
Well, yes, because I bounced them and Child played the drums.
First of all, shout out to Child. Child, it has become my favorite
Drummer?
songwriter,
Oh, see?
producer.
Please bring this
Child is
conversation up.
absolutely
I want my flowers.
insane. It's gotten to a point where when I'm listening to a song now that I'll go and check who wrote it. And there we go. There Yanni go. I'm like,
You check Yachty's album yet?
Now, when Damaris said this in the studio the other day, I felt like I needed my flowers from Maul after all those jokes when I was bringing up, yo, they stole this from Yanni, these Yanni drums.
Oh.
Damaris now, every album she goes to goes, I love this one. Scrolls down. Seems like some Yanni drums.
yeah.
Oh, you got her.
And well, mainly his writing, but
You
the
got her in
drums
the cult
too.
now. Now Damaris is listening to every song. Is like, I don't know, those drums sound so familiar.
But
It's
I
probably a bad
believed
joke
him.
for the theme of this episode, but maybe like Child's, like the crew could be the children. That could be like the stand.
I know. I see where you were trying to go with
where
that. I
his
just think that
children-
was just like just bad time.
I don't know if Yanni would agree with that, but I believed you when you said that. Maul laughed you out the studio, but I didn't automatically go, no, Yachty didn't steal those from Child. Like,
I don't think Yachty himself. I think there was people
Somebody
around
in
him that were
proximity.
listening.
in proximity.
That
Like,
wasn't
listen,
Tame
listen,
Impala influenced.
I heard these drums from Child. We got to take them.
No, I think a lot of producers like that are really like digging through the crates version of 2024, 2025 have crazy rabbit hole streaming shit and run into producers or artists that may not be as popular and then go work.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying they steal anything per se.
No,
But
inspired.
they come in with a new sound that someone
Inspired.
like
They're
Yachty
inspired.
that would never even
They're inspired.
think.
Yeah.
And then you get a result, and people that are actually around that type of sound could go, "Dude, that's an exact bite." That's all.
All right, so I'm still on the side that nobody is stealing from Child.
I completely disagree.
Nah, I fuck with Yanni though. Really great
course.
producer, man. Great
I
producer.
know you-
Great producer. I fuck with him, man.
But it's cool. You can give us our flowers like later. Off mic.
All right, I'll go to the florist and see what they got in the fridge. And I'll go get you some, man, and bring them back to you. Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna send you the new album, but like I'll send it now so you get around to it in like March.
damn.
All right, no.
Lot of Yanni drums on there.
No,
Lot of great-
how done are you with the album though?
I'm close.
Okay, all right. So then send it to me.
Wow, I didn't know
I
that.
hate
That was
I hate
crazy.
hearing it when it's like, oh, you like 60%. No. Because then by the time the album comes, it's a whole different album.
know.
And it's like, all right, this ain't even what I heard.
You close to the end of the album. When the fuck were you gonna tell us that?
I'm still carrying baggage from the first one.
Yeah, see?
The amount of music.
And y'all left his vinyls over there.
Oh, shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
see, we're not doing that again.
See?
Not, you know what? I take it back. It wasn't baggage from the first one. When I started the second album, October of last year, I sent Damaris so much stuff that
Yeah.
didn't even make the project.
Yeah.
Like just exercise work, just
Yeah, yeah.
experimenting, some of my poetry and shit.
Red.
Bro, left on red, nothing whatsoever. Well, I'm gonna send you the final shit.
Of course.
No.
No.
No. Repeat what you said again. I sent Damaris so much shit that what? Didn't make the album, right? You know what the fuck I went through with the first album? You had an entire album done. I fell in love with it. I knew the lyrics. None of the songs are on the new fucking album. You weren't gonna put me through that again. So I wanted you to wait until you started working
But
on
you know,
the
that's how
actual.
the process works. The people around you that you respect their ear and are closer to the situation, you play everything for them to get guidance to maybe make it a song that could make the album.
And you're full of bullshit because I gave you opinions. I loved the Nick Grant record, and I told you that other one with the doodle butter shit had to go.
Doodle butter.
That
You full of
that wasn't going to make the album. But I sent you so much other shit.
Ice
Doodle
Spice
Butter was my weekend.
Shout out to it.
No, I sent you so much stuff over this year that you just left on red, which by the way, does hurt a little bit.
Well, maybe I didn't like it.
Unpack that, Rory.
All right, well, send me the album so I can listen to it and I can like give it the phone test.
Oh, see, and you know what? Oh, let's have a quick, before we get to voicemails, quick therapy session.
Oh, God.
Not homie court per se, because it's not homie court. We've already established that she's guilty. I sent you the potential intro to the project and asked if you were still cool with a certain rapper sent you the full record, which is crazy, by the way, and asked for somebody that you knew if they could get on a second verse of this.
He didn't respond?
You did. I remember that. No. But watch this.
You replied as far as getting that person on, and then I think I said, let me know what you think of it. Because I respect your ear.
Dub.
Did you? Hold on, I'm scrolling.
Well, we text a lot, so.
No, you didn't say, let me know what you think of it. See? You said you wanted to get him on this record. You have a budget. So-and-so went crazy. It's a diss, but nobody will pick up on that.
Okay.
You didn't say, tell me what you think.
Okay, but I still, like, if I'm sending you a song, like.
I didn't pull that up.
Okay.
That's not the
Fair.
phone test.
I have egg on my face, but how I'm going to flip this in homie court is, I thought that went without saying.
No. You can't go without saying it, court. You can't throw that in court. That goes without saying. No.
You're
He
leading the
didn't
witness.
Yeah, you didn't say anything. No. I'm in the clear here, buddy. Now fuck that. Hey, Julian.
Okay, all right, why it hurts then is you
trying to
didn't
get
think of
off
like, damn, all the music that he put out on the last one, like if he sent me a link, of course, I gotta listen to it.
Yeah, but this is one record. Like send me the shit. I want the shit that you listening to.
And that's another thing. Before he would give us the SoundCloud link, I would be able to go through.
Well, this song was a SoundCloud link.
I have a full.
Okay, you haven't
12
shared
records?
that. You keep sending me random. I need to hear it in like totality. I need to hear the vibe of the fucking album.
Yeah, because the Maris want to hear why she get dressed.
One song because there's an artist on it who's in like my personal top 5 that he did a cut with
Kanye?
in LA, and I'm happy to be part.
Make people think I have Cole on this album.
No. I have people think they don't know my taste at all. But I have listened to every single version of this song Rory has sent to me. But I will say, if he did do that like 20 times over for every record, kind of like for the first album, I'd be like, all right, man.
Just send it to me when this.
Just yeah.
I sent.
But you
two
sent
versions.
me like no, it was like 3 or 4. But like I'm fine. I was like
No, I'm
happy
positive.
to hear
We had
it
the
all.
demo that we did in LA, and then we just finished.
You just sent me the one on what was it, Saturday?
Send me the SoundCloud link with the songs that like the songs you really, really want to put on the album. Huh?
I already have it.
Okay, so send me the
I want
link.
that too.
That's what I said. Send me the link so that I can actually.
Yo, they trying to bootleg your shit, man.
I can see that.
I could have been leaked. I could have been leaked the
Oh
whole
my
one.
God. I sent Damaris
Here we go.
If I
recently one of my favorite fucking records on this project.
No response.
Recently.
what's the
like
date
within
on
the
it?
last 3 days. I'm not saying the name.
It was not.
He was just
within
in
the
our
last-
office.
It was not. First of all,
And I said, no response.
you sent it when we were in office. You knew I was grieving. That's number one.
Oh, and if I remember correctly, me and this gentleman were talking about it in the office of how excited we were about the record.
That was the one he was headbanging his head to in
And-
the ear thing. Then
And Damaris like, oh, send it to me. Send it. I was like, yeah, I got you.
now, to be fair, I
Sent it,
thought
no response.
no. Listen, I thought that song. First of all, I had a funeral the next day, so I planned on listening to it.
Well, see,
played
I
it.
can't debate that.
Second of all, I
Should've
thought
played it at the
that
funeral,
was
the
just
repass.
his song. I did not know that was for your project. I thought that was just a
No,
song
I
he was
sent-
working on for his project.
No, I sent you, there was 3 records. And one was specifically for mine, which I sent to you. I can see it, like the links on iMessage don't lie. As much as I'm losing in this court case with technicalities, I should have never went to court with Maul on it.
You getting smoked.
But dog, look at this. That is from my project. It says my name. The other artist stuff just said his name.
Right.
it literally just says Rory.
Because no. First of all, you're lying. No, let me tell you how he's
So all
lying.
right, I'm getting some wins in this court
No,
session.
because the artist sat up there when we were sitting here. He says, "I make personalized links for everybody, so I know exactly who's listening to the song. I record it and how many times because it has a personalized link. So the link says Rory because I assume that those songs that he sent to you was your personal playlist. I didn't know that you were involved in those songs at all. I would have listened. You know, I love that artist. We had a conversation about it. So don't do that.
No, she's badgering the jury or whatever the fuck they say.
Yes.
These are 2 completely different civil cases. There was a link, yes, for this particular artist's songs
Okay.
that was labeled under my name. That was a playlist. What I just showed you was an MP3 that Julian just saw as well.
Yep.
Rory-song title. That was not part of that link that went to the other shit.
And when did you send that, Your Honor?
Oh, I think it's going to get worse for you if you see how far back. Maybe it was longer than that. I don't know if that's going to help you. Let me scroll through our text messages.
Well, I got to listen to this record again that you sent me.
Julian's having so
Oh
much
my
fun.
God. Oh
Let
my
it
God.
go. Let it
was a
go.
gavel.
Just let it go.
Oh, because you're
Send me the
scrolling
link.
up. Friday, November 22nd. Remember I went in the studio in Atlanta?
Yes.
He was there.
I sent Damaris all the lyrics and the bounce.
And I liked it. And you said
Nothing.
I really should have been a rapper. I said it's never too late. I liked it and I said it's never too late.
I sent you the song to listen. That is not a reply. This is crazy. And people wonder why I don't send them music. It's heartbreaking.
Yo, point to the text message and say, yo, this is crazy. No response.
I responded to him and I literally, but this is another thing. Rory will send you music, and I've talked about this and joked about this before. I go to bed at 10 p.m. so that I can be at the gym at 4 a.m. Rory will send me music at 2 a.m. and expect me to respond. No, baby.
Oh, no. I don't expect a reply at that point. I just expect a reply.
Just some point, yeah.
Just something.
Because that's what text is for.
And you made that even worse. All right, you waking up to go to the gym.
Yo,
You
that's
think
a
you
great
make gym
time.
music?
Throw on those sleepy
You think
drums.
you make
You
gym
didn't
music?
press play. You don't know what it was.
How would you know? Because the record with the artist that was just in this studio is 1,000% a gym record.
Again, I have already
And his
explained-
child on the drums, so
I've
you know his
already
drums is gym
explained-
drums.
Jim, he put the gym snare
You know
on.
what? I didn't want to go this far. I think the gym stole Child's drums.
100%. You know Planet Fitness, they're going to steal Child's drums. You know that.
Yo.
Look at the range. Starbucks and the gym.
Well, you know what? I'll take this. We can settle out of court. As a friend,
No, we in court. We selling it here.
as a friend, I could be better at this, right? But what I will say is with your last album, you did organize your songs a little bit better so that I was able to listen to them in totality and get the feeling of the project. You want me to judge one's...
Quiet in the court, please.
Sorry, that was the gallery.
I say women never take accountability. I'm the only motherfucker in this room taking accountability. I
With stipulation.
I don't have
apologize.
anything to be accountable for.
I
No.
could have been better.
She said, I'm sorry, but it's your fault because you didn't organize
You
them
didn't
yet.
sequence the songs
And
right.
you know, it takes a while to even get to that point of putting a sequence. I finally just got there. In between that time, we send them to friends to see if it could even make the list, the sequence.
Got you.
I apologize.
Part of the
From
process.
now on, I will definitely do better. I will not be on the credits of this album like I was the last one, but I do apologize. I do apologize, and I will be better. I've been a little preoccupied.
That's big of you, Damaris. I respect that. I appreciate that.
Julian, the record that I sent you,
Yep. What about it?
you can be objective and unbiased.
You know how I feel about him, so I love it.
Yo,
Gay.
And it's not him, the R&B artist. It's him.
what's up with him? We always ask about him like every 6 months.
Love him, man. I just don't know where he's at.
Yeah.
Maybe he turned into they.
Ooh.
No, he didn't. We know who they are. We know who they are.
Dante's drums are all over my first project and this one.
You didn't. Oh,
Is it a
Dante worked
smash,
on
do you
this
think?
one too. Dante worked on this one too.
Dante worked on the record I sent.
On the record that
Yeah.
That's cool.
ooh, it's great.
Oh, you can tell the Dante drums when they come in.
Yeah.
You know the Dante
It's a smash though.
Yo, shit, Maul, please.
Dante
It's a great
drums,
record.
Child's drums,
They
gym
work
drums.
at the gym.
Yeah, you got to listen to it in the
Gym
gym.
record.
So that's
It's not
let's
my
be
fault.
clear.
I'm surrounded by extremely talented
No,
drum
listen,
players.
I love it, man. I
Rory's
love it.
new album coming within the next year.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm close. Like there'll be music at the end of January.
Fire.
So we're aiming for album release end of August.
I'm not saying anything like that.
Okay.
I don't know.
You should put your
I could scrap the project in January.
Yeah, I know how you do. Yeah.
That's funny. You should put your album out day of the Super Bowl.
I would be really stupid
Why?
Being awful.
because I don't have a commercial to say listen to my music during the Super Bowl.
No, we'll make one. We'll shoot one and put it on socials. And then
Put it on
release
X.
Yeah, release it as soon as
Can
the
you
Super
have
Bowl
another
starts.
release party? I love your release parties.
I don't.
I know you hate them. I have a ball every time.
What do you mean? That was fun. Oh, wait, the LA one or the
LA one.
Oh, that was, don't do that again.
I didn't do anything wrong.
No. But
Do it again. It was great for me. Do it again.
I had a great time. I was talking about the fan listening thing that we did in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
Which
I'm
was a lot
definitely
of
gonna do
fun.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that was fun.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't
You should
have to be at
preview a
that
song if you have one ready at the show Saturday.
one.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Don't play my song.
It's not your song.
It's my song.
Literally nothing to do.
You
with
would
it.
name it Julian's song on the album?
Julian's song.
no, let me
Julian's lullaby.
Let me give him some credit. We did talk about Julian during the session about smoking a cigarette. Then I found out Julian smoked cigarettes, and I was like, "Wow,
You smoke cig? Oh, I knew that.
Wait, what do you mean we talked about?
you had said smoke a cig with him."
Oh,
then-
yeah. In like 2017, 16.
And he took that as, yo, you want to go smoke a cig? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, we could just finish the record.
Well, there are certain people I'll break. I mean, I'll occasionally smoke a drunk cigarette every once in a while, but like
A
I
drunk
smoke a
cigarette?
cigarette with. If I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking a cigarette. I'm not just gonna leave the studio and rip a dart. It's fucking weird.
Rip a dart. Rip a dart. Rip a dart. Rip a dart. Yo, rip a dart is fucking crazy.
Not a Lucy,
You guys are real smokers.
not a
I'm not
100,
gonna rip a
not a
dart.
bust down.
I thought he was gonna say rip a fart. He said rip a dart. Yo, what?
Glad he didn't use the other
Pete,
word
you know
for
what I'm
cigarettes.
talking
I gotta fucking pee so bad.
What is it, dart?
Rip a dart.
The thing, it's like street term for a cigarette.
It's not street term. That's fucking NYU term for a fucking cig. This-
Yo.
Call it a Lucy.
Is that a single cigarette? Because I know that as a Lucy.
yeah.
A dart is just a thing. It's
Rip
just
a
a slang for a cigarette.
That is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
thing.
not gonna leave the studio and just rip a dart.
But
What?
one of my best friends in high school who was addicted, like every fucking 5 seconds had to smoke a cigarette, would always announce, yo, I'm about to go bang a Lucy. And people like didn't know the term, was like,
I thought he was putting out a single.
no, I thought he was about to go fuck like a
A
whore.
prostitute?
You know
About
what
to
they
go
call?
bang a Lucy.
You know
What
what
is
they
he about
call
to do?
cigarettes in London?
Yes, we know, Bong.
Oh, damn.
I said that's why I'm glad he didn't say the other word.
Used to do it here too.
Great word. Great word. man.
Yeah, but like, I smoked one with him. That was forever ago.
Sorry.
Rip the dart with him.
Dart is the
Rip the dart
funniest
with
shit I've ever heard.
Say that to him. He'll know what the deal is.
If I play the first single at our New York show, I'm gonna have to go there early for sound check and
You have to.
make sure it's mixed.
The bang?
Because
You
it's
have
not
to.
mastered.
Yeah, because those acoustics.
Which
Zach
one is the
Ramsey.
first? Do I have that one? Or do I just have the other?
Yes. After that, back to someone that doesn't fucking reply to me, sent to one of his friend. And then we were talking about which record would go first. And I said, here's the record that will go first.
Mhm.
No reply after we stopped talking,
talking
about
about me?
Julian's friend. Yeah.
No. I was also shitting my brains out, so hold on.
Your Honor, I have all the evidence.
You have so much evidence.
Gave dates.
Ah, shit, you did send it to me.
Overwhelming evidence.
This is the final. Nothing.
Why are we wasting the taxpayers' time? Let's just close this case.
Mo,
Also,
you're
how
guilty,
awkward
too.
would that be?
This is like a group lawsuit.
Now
What's
she
it
in
called?
court snitching.
You guys
Damn.
think
How
that
you wait till you get to the court? and
Damn,
start
Your
snitching?
Honor. That nigga didn't listen to. I thought it'd be different until it was the same.
Yeah.
I did listen to it.
Do you guys think the crowd would, like, how awkward would that be if I was just like, and here's the next single? And
Nah,
then,
they gonna
then
be-
we just all sit there like,
They don't know the words. They had to listen to it.
and then it just like ends.
No, you just let it play.
And it's
just,
like,
Play
No,
it
just
during.
let
Just
it
play
play.
it while y'all are like in the back,
just play.
or have it as your outro. So
Put it in
come out
between,
song.
like put it in between, like one of Cardi's songs, and then like
It was like an Easter egg.
ooh, I like that idea. At the end of the show, like when people are
Yeah, play it.
dispersing, yeah. That's better than staring at a bunch of people staring at me.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Trying to nod like it's some fire.
yeah.
So you're saying it's good
Fire.
Get Out music?
See, I don't like how you worded that.
I'm just saying, like, you know, we know a good Get Out record. Like, you play at the end of the show. Like, all right,
Yeah.
let's start playing.
Closing time.
I think it would work for that, sure.
Yeah, like Sin City, they used to play was it Frank Sinatra? Get the fuck out of here.
I believe that's the title.
Get the fuck out of here.
See how this thing goes is a good like exit song.
Mm.
I've always felt like that. It's a good exit song.
I even got a nod from Peach, who only loves Dirty South.
Yeah, you only listen to Kendrick and who else? He listened to this shit.
Young Buck.
And
Listen
Alicia
to-
Keys.
He listened to 3 songs this year. Peach is a psycho. How you listen to only 3 songs all year?
Yo, please voicemails.
Julian, do we have voicemails?
We do.
You've got mail.
I think it's a good time to remind people that every Patreon tier has access to voicemails. It's pinned to the top of our profile. Once you're in Patreon, $5, $10, or $20, you can submit voicemail. If we ask for a follow-up, please send a follow-up. And if you call again, if your first call isn't good, please do not spend 10 seconds explaining that this is your second call. Just restart the voicemail. All right, here we go.
What up, everybody? This is Black from Denver. So I have a question. Me and my wife, we've been married for roughly 15 years. We have 2 kids, 3 dogs, home, cars, whatever, American dream, right? My issue is we have been together for so long and we're constantly with each other day in and day out. And I'm starting to realize that we don't have time apart. We are always with each other, always doing things, and we're just constantly together. And I feel like I just want
To break
a
up
little
with her.
bit of time and space to myself. And I believe she deserves the same thing. So my question is, how do I approach my wife and to let her know, hey, I just want a little bit of free time, go out by myself, do my own thing. What would be something that you guys would advise for me to do in that scenario? And last part, Rory, if you ever need a father to come up to the podcast,
It's a weird
do
pause
sit
after.
down, I would love the conversation.
All right.
That's so
I have a father.
No, but like if you need one, like another one,
He could be my dad.
Conversate.
he's available.
I think he should articulate that to her. Doesn't mean I don't like you, but humans need space away from each other. Let's put a calendar together where you get this time, I get this time, and then let's miss each other for a second. That's just hard to explain to a woman. Do I have it wrong here?
it's hard. Nothing.
What?
I just don't like when you say it's hard to explain to a woman, because I know men who are like that and women are the opposite. Some people are just clingier than others, male or female.
Okay.
Just
That's true. Some people, I know some clingy males where I'm like, yo, I know you annoy your girlfriend.
yeah. I know more men like that.
Like
than
you
women, to
annoy
be
me,
honest.
and we're not even in a like. I know your girlfriend is 6. I know guys like that. I'm
Feels
like,
like a shot.
you to you? No,
No,
way.
you're the
exact opposite.
Please
Like,
give me my fucking space.
Yeah, but what, Rory, I know
Everyone leave me alone.
you're an only child. What I'm telling you is most men that I come into contact with dating, my friends are dating, men are very like here with their girlfriends.
Well, you had the right analysis of me of needing space and then also being under your skin when I want to be, but away from you when I
Yeah.
want to be. That was an accurate thing for me. But I've been in a situation like this. It's okay to explain to your partner that there's nothing wrong. It's just a human need some space. We don't always have to be around each other all the time.
yeah, people don't realize how much your own personal space and time to just be alone in your thoughts is it's necessary. And especially if you have like a relationship, you live with somebody, it's tough because you don't really have that time to just get away. And then if you do try to get that, it's what's wrong. It turns its head, it's like nothing's wrong. It's just human moment. You just need some space and time to just be alone with my thoughts.
I forgot the comedian who did this bit, so I'm just gonna Carlos Mencia this. This generation, he was suggesting like when we're at work, we still text with our partner all day.
Mhm.
We are constantly texting with the person that we are with, even when we're separated. So by the time we get home,
And nothing to talk about.
I know about your fucking day. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing to discuss here because the time we even had away from each other, we knew everything that was going on. It wasn't really like we were apart like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, we need space.
It's
I'm
important.
fine texting with my partner all day, but let's also set aside days where I could just do shit on my own. I got my own hopes, my own dreams.
Mhm.
Let me go,
Chase your dreams, or at least think about them.
oh yeah. Like maybe I want to take a day off and route the entire United Healthcare killer route.
Mhm.
Like I want to start at that hotel and go through
Figure it out.
Central Park and see the things that he saw.
Yeah.
And like maybe even take one of those sticks
Mhm.
that like measures the yards. Like those are certain things that I need space to go
A
through.
yardstick.
I'm gonna be Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. And like, I think it's great if, you have a partner that would be like, oh, that's great. I respect your stuff, but I can't come with you. No, I need to be focused on the yard between Central Park and this hotel.
Yeah.
So just explain it to her that way and I'm sure it'll go fine.
Yeah. Tell her you need space. It's important, and she could have her space too.
I was gonna say she probably wants it as well.
Mhm.
Like I'm sure you're not the only person in the house that feels that way. Yeah. To Rory's point, I think we're too over interconnected. We don't need to be on top. I don't need to know what you're doing every hour of the day or what you had for lunch or just fucking see you when you get home.
I have, and I'm not going to make this gender specific whatsoever. This is only offensive to somebody that is defined by their relationship. If they have nothing else going on in their life or their own individual stuff,
Mhm.
this is a threat.
Yeah.
Whereas someone else that has their own, I'm not even saying like shit together stuff going on, but their own thoughts and like hobbies and things that they just want to do on their own,
Mhm.
this is a threat to them because their relationship has been defined by us being together.
Mhm.
And they could be great at it. Us together could be amazing. But if I need some space to go do something I'm passionate about and you don't have a passion outside of this relationship, now it's a threat to our relationship.
We had this talk before. Are you cool with even like if you're like married with your wife or your husband having like you have separate living, like you have your home together, but then you have like your own apartment?
I thought you were wild for that one, but yeah.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. That was an early episode. Maul thinks that when you're married, if you have the means, you should be able to have your own separate apartment that she doesn't even know the address to.
See, I didn't say that. See,
never said that.
yeah, you paid it crazy. No, but I'm just saying, or if you can't afford a house big enough to where it feels like we're in the same house, but we don't have to see each other if we don't want to. Some people, don't have the means for that. But if you say like, okay, when we met, I had my apartment uptown in the Bronx. We're together now, but I still have my apartment. We get married, I still have my apartment. Like how long?
That still takes means too, though.
Yeah, that's
buying a
even
house
more
together.
means.
Like you might as well buy the bigger house with a mortgage than keep that apartment you keep.
I think Chris DiStefano says that he has a spot. He's talked about it openly on his pod that he has a spot that's like his place. He has this spot with his girls and his kids and all that. But he also has like a spot that's just for him for like writing or just, doing whatever.
Writing, fighting.
Fucking.
I think that's very healthy. I've always been pro that. I saw it in Sex and the City when I was young, and I saw that they had like they would do like, huh?
They programmed you early.
I know, probably, but they had an apartment. Well, Carrie's extra apartment after her and Big moved in, most toxic relationship in the history of the earth. But we're not going to talk about that. But they had a separate apartment where, he would go maybe 2 days a week or she would go maybe 2 days a week just so that they can have some time away from each other. Especially living in New York City, it's tight. Like even if you have a big apartment in New York City, it's still small and you just need space from people. And that's from everybody. You get tired of people. You love your mother and your father to death, but by the time you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you can't wait to get the fuck away from them. Like it has nothing to do with love. It's just like if you spend enough time with anybody, you will get sick of them. And I think that can be strenuous on relationships. So I do think that it's important to prioritize having your own separate lives, your own separate friends, your own separate outings. And yeah, that's why I know people come at co-parenting, but I know so many happy co-parents because it's like, I love this kid to death, but I have them 4 days and then I don't have them for 3. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I see parents be much happier. It's whether it's kids, relationships, it's all around the board. You will get tired of the people you love if you spend too much time with them. So I definitely think you need to have that conversation with her. People can be sensitive. So just make sure you let her know that you're not tired of her. You just think frame it as if she might be tired of you. And be like, I know you're probably tired of me. Let's do this or let's separate because I want our marriage to have fire throughout. I don't want us to burn out of each other because I want this to last for forever. So let's take these precautions before these things happen.
Even not with co-parenting. When spouses or partners need a break for a few days and you're by yourself, yeah, get this kid away from me for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I want to take the night by myself.
Yeah.
That works with a schedule with people that live together in happy families. You get this weekend all to your fucking self.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you updates on how your child is doing. I know you miss them, but go be a human being. Like,
yeah.
Especially when you get married and have kids and all that and start living together. Like people lose themselves in that, even in the healthiest form of it.
Yeah.
You just lose who the fuck you are because your identity becomes this family.
Mm-hmm.
Go learn about yourself again.
Yeah. I agree. Space is necessary. We got another one?
Yeah, this one's dark.
Love it.
Great.
Yeah.
It's been a dark episode.
I figured. Let's just stay on theme.
What up? This is Jinzu from Gary, Indiana, by way of Phoenix, Arizona.
That's Gibbs.
Love the pod. Love everything y'all do. I listen to y'all every day when I'm driving for work. So this is pretty much my question. A couple years ago, my mother was murdered. May she rest in peace. And after everything went down, we found out that my younger sibling had a hand in that murder. And, now that sibling is currently in prison, but does have a release date in about a couple, I'd say maybe 20 years or so. So my question is...
saying a couple and then 20 years or so is...
Yeah.
So,
I now feel bad about joking about parricide earlier.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's this.
Yeah, sorry.
How to respond to knowing that someone you love was killed by someone else you love, or at least, they were involved or had a part in it, and also tried to assist in hiding it until it was found out. I mean, love myself. I've gotten to a point where I have forgiveness and I've gotten to, I've had therapy and everything with it, but, that scar, that hate, that pain is still there. And
That's fair.
no lie, like, you know, because it's my sibling, and you know, if y'all got siblings, you understand when that person does get out, and if I do see them, you know, I'm gonna embrace them, hug them, but then I'm gonna give them just the meanest sibling to sibling slap of all time, just for the fact that they pretty much changed the whole trajectory of our family and everything else after that. So just want to know what y'all think about that. Love to hear what y'all got to say. Love the pod. Keep doing what y'all do. Peace out.
Something like that is, you know, you can never, I don't think you ever fully process something like that, but at least he has some years to kind of like, you know, live with it. You know, where he is today mentally, I'm sure he will not be in the same place 20 years from now, or hopefully he won't be. But yeah, I mean, just, that's tough, man. That's a tough situation to be in. Like your mom, you know, losing your mother, and then at the hands of one of your siblings, you know, having a part in that. That's some deep trauma that I don't think you ever truly get over or get past. So
yeah, no, I've never been in a situation like that. So I would never want to give advice except for saying you have 20 years to process it.
Yeah.
And don't beat yourself up over thinking you have to have an answer right now.
Yeah.
Like go through the proper emotions with yourself. Said he was in therapy. You're going to be a whole different person in 5 years, let alone 20.
Yeah.
And you may come to the conclusion that, all right, cool, that's my sibling, but fuck that. Or you may come to a forgiving place. It's not really our place to say what to do there, except for go through the motions.
I mean, I lost a sibling 20 years ago. And even sometimes to this day, I'll go back and forth with what would I do if we found out who killed him. Yeah. Some days it's straight, pack me up, I'll go sit down in prison for some years. And then some days it's, when does the cycle end? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not bringing my brother back if I go out here and do something like that. Like, so, you know, you have your days, and it never gets easy. You just learn to live with it. But yeah, just take your time, man. I mean, and you being in therapy is a great thing, because I wish that I had probably took therapy for that. But you know, luckily I had enough relatives and people to talk to around me about that. People that experienced the same type of loss to help me through that. But it's never something you get past. 20 years, you think it's a long time. It's not. 20 years goes by very fast. And yeah, just hopefully you are at a better place mentally, spiritually, and you know, hopefully the family is as well, because that is a very deep-rooted traumatic thing for the family to have to get through and live with. So
I'm not saying this to be insensitive or to make jokes. I'm saying this because I'm just going to where I would go with my siblings, because my parents always raised me to always pick my siblings over anybody, including them. That's just how we were raised. Have you ever considered that I'm sure you have, but if your sibling had a reason, and I'm not talking about a logical reason, because there is no logical reason to kill someone outside of them doing some awful, heinous thing, right? But I mean, mentally, traumatically, sometimes families go through things. Did your sibling have a reason? If they did, or you feel like they did, there's some shit that you know that other people might not know. It might make it a little bit easier for you to forgive. And I'm not saying forgive for their sake, but to forgive for yours. And to just maybe process it a little faster so that it doesn't sound like just some random thing, like this randomly awful thing happened to my mom. I know it doesn't bring her back. I know it doesn't make it okay, but just to humanize this person that you love, it might be something to consider. And if not, if that's just completely, there was no reason for it at all and they had no reason, or no reason that you agree with, then fine. But that would be the first thing that I would go to do, is to humanize it. It might not be right, but that's how I would process it.
And it's not his responsibility to figure that out as well. For his own sake, he can, but you're not responsible for your sibling when he gets out of prison, or to have any type of resolution with that entire thing. Like, you have every right to say, fuck that. I don't need to even clear anything up. Or slap him. Like, I don't even need to be around this entire situation. That's not your responsibility.
Well, I was going to ask, like, would this be a case where he would go and visit his sibling at prison, like during visits?
Doesn't sound like he's in that place yet, because he's talking about when the sibling gets out. But again, go through the process. Maybe in 10 years, you'll feel like, I want to talk to him. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
You never know with that type of stuff. And again, we don't know the details, so it's tough to really gauge reasons or
one of
lack
my
thereof.
siblings killed my mom. I don't know, man. That's a whole different type of.
But everybody doesn't have your mom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We don't know the dynamic and what happened, and that is very true. But him still being, somebody that lost their mother at the hands of one of his siblings, it's tough, man. That's some trauma I don't think you ever get over. You just truly learn how to just live and move forward with it. So
yeah.
Keep doing the work though. Therapy is great, keep doing that, and 20 years, like you said, you have enough time to grow in different ways and become a better person mentally and spiritually. So hopefully he's on the road to doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we ending on a somber note, or I'm cool with.
I mean, you want to tell a joke? Made me laugh.
I'm not good at that.
Oh.
Finally, he admits it.
Fuck you.
I'm here weekly.
No, but you should.
I wasn't sure if we were ending on a somber note or if we had another voicemail, but I'm fine with it. We can end on that. We will see everybody on Saturday.
Saturday, December 14th, Gramercy Theater. I think tickets are still available.
There's limited left.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hearing this and you don't have them, you should get them right now because they're probably going to be sold out in the next day or two. So looking forward to seeing everybody at Gramercy Theater Saturday, December 14th, as we close out our year of live shows. Looking forward to seeing some of you crazies that we see every year around this time. It's kind of like a reunion.
It is.
Every year.
Always some holiday cheer.
Oh yeah, get to see some of the wild and crazy crew.
Also I love a Saturday show, especially in New York.
Yeah.
They have all day to drink.
Get drunk before the show. Yeah. Looking forward to it. Let's have a great night. December 14th, Gramercy Theater. We'll see y'all there. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back in a couple of days to kick it with you. Be safe. Be blessed. I'm that nigga. He's just Ginger. Peace.